Are you looking for a European vacation that's maybe off the beaten path? Maybe you want to avoid the throngs of crowds and the potential of a giant heat wave? You just might want to consider the Baltics. So for 3 weeks, we crisscross these countries with no car. Just a good old-fashioned train trip with lots of scooters, walking, biking, a sprinkle of buses, and a ferry ride to Finland. And it all starts with, where the heck are the Baltics? Okay, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Those are the Baltic states. We have Russia over here on the east, Norway, Sweden, Finland up top, the Baltic Sea on the west, and a little piece of Russia down there, Kaliningrad, Poland and Belarus to the south, and those are the Baltic states. And it all started with an €80 flight from Paris to Vilnius, Lithuania. Now, we didn't realize it at the time of booking, but there's a NATO summit taking place here in Vilnius, and we literally had the entire old town to ourselves. It was literally just us and every other NATO head of state. Quick hello to President Erdogan of Turkey.
Are you DMing the Prime Minister?
I am. I'm asking if he wants to have a beer or a drink.
But it was in this empty square that really defined my trip, because in this square you will find this tile, which marks the beginning of the Baltic Way. Now, in 1989, when I was just a naive university student in Canada, 2 million people from Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, they joined hands in peaceful protest and created the longest unbroken human chain in history, spanning 690 kilometers from this spot in Vilnius, Lithuania, through Latvia and ending in Tallinn, Estonia, the place where we ultimately end our tour of the Baltics. All 3 countries had been occupied and annexed by the USSR for some 50 years, ever since their country's devastation during World War II. And in November of '89, the Berlin Wall fell, and within 2 years, all 3 of these countries regained their independence. It was all of this history and the determination of the people of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia that really gave my trip context and meaning. Okay, 9 cities in 21 days in under 4 minutes. So when I thought of Lithuania before coming here, this is not what I was thinking about. So, I don't know, call me ignorant. Look along the beach. This would have been a German World War II battery protecting it against the Russians, I think. Your family, I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan of bats. Not happy about being in here, to be totally honest with you. I'm looking for bats. Wow. I don't want to go further. Okay, now I'm in the grocery store. It's my favorite place to go when I'm traveling. And Google Translate is my friend. But it's cool to see all the stuff that you find in other countries. Maple syrup for 99 for €1? Get ripped off in Canada? No, that makes more sense. It is a very quiet Russian border. When I started this trip, I didn't have any real goal or anchor to my journey. But what I couldn't stop thinking about over the last 2.5 weeks was this human chain of freedom. I have visited various museums of occupation, World War II batteries, biked through an old Soviet hangar, stayed in a Soviet-era apartment block overnight. But what I found most interesting was just how far and how fast these determined people have reclaimed and turned their countries around. I mean, where I am now here in Estonia, they're considered one of the world's most advanced digital economies. I mean, they're doing cool stuff everywhere. Like just last night, I stumbled on this thing. Run away. Whoa. Okay. It's an autonomous robot delivering someone's Uber Eats. So would I recommend a visit to the Baltics? Well, if you're looking for excellent food everywhere, basically you have the whole place to yourself. A better chance of beating European summertime heat, and a more visible history of things other than, medieval times, I wouldn't hesitate. People are kind of wondering who this English guy's talking to, and I'm starting to feel self-conscious, so I'm gonna go. A bientôt.